Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday the 7th of April 2017 and I am David. Notice I'm not saying David Kamei. Do you know what? The reason for that is because I've been doing some studying, doing some researching, and I came across one of the most important articles I came across recently over the past few days. Is called "Are You a Christian or Pagan Legal Fiction?" Now, I don't agree with absolutely everything it says, but my goodness me, it's a good springboard into further study about legal fictions and so on. It's got some very interesting information. We go back to the surname. Yes, of course, my surname is Kamei, and I realise Sir means over, the over name. And the over what name? Well, my Christian name. What's the Christian name? It obviously links me to God through Christ. Have a surname which is owned by the government. Over that, you've got a division there, you've got the wedge in there, the divide doing its bit, separating me from God, and we've got the beginning of legal fiction land, of me being a person and not a man, you see. Anyway, you'll see more on that if you read this article. Do read it, do share it among your friends. This knowledge is essential, and people are having a lot of success in their lives by maintaining their freedom, keeping away the big corporate monstrosity internationalist monstrosity that's trying to take you over, trying to turn you into a person, so that you actually are living your life being a channel to the dead entity of corporations. You know, I think that's something very much worth looking into. Do read that article, and I'll put a link to it below this. And to help you cross-reference and learn stuff, I'm also once again going to put a link to that website, that WordPress Exodus website that talks about the Seti KV Trust, the Seti KV Act, 1666, and the Seti KV Trust. And again, these are two places where you can start off and begin lawfully to, according to God's law, to begin to break away from this internationalist corporate situation, the corporate lie, deceit situation, the dead entity world that is destroying us, you see. I'm also going to be putting a link to a video that it has Carl Lentz talking on it, and he tells you, and the video is called, it speaks for itself, by the way, it's "Your Children Are Your Property." Interesting things for you to consider if you want to start improving your life and improving your world. What is this? What is the effect of this legal fiction, corporate entity, internationalist, dead entity world? This world of persons, of corporations, of birth certificates and so on. What is the effect? Can we see clues around us? Of course we can. See chemtrails in the sky. We hear about cancer rates going through the roof. And of course now we hear about Donald Trump sending a big bomb to Syria, when, as far as I could hear, he wasn't going to be, as far as what I learned from him, he wasn't going to be doing anything like that at all. But this is the corporate entity world, you see, ladies and gentlemen. It's a world of deceit, it's a world of machinations, it's a world of the forked tongue, the two pillars, the world to avoid. Now, here's a headline: Term time holidays. Parents can be prosecuted for taking children out of school without permission. Supreme Court rules. Who owns the children, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question, isn't it? Obviously, they're in the world where the state owns the children. If the man who is the father of those children knew that, this would never have come about. If he had said they are my property, and if he hadn't signed them away also, or followed the birth certificate, which basically renders the child under the, by default under the state control, then he wouldn't have had a problem. Whereas if he'd started to take his own life back, recognise that his children are his property, recognising that he is not a legal fiction, nor are his children, then this wouldn't have happened. This is a judgment in legal fiction land. No doubt when he was spoken to in the court, he was called Mr. X, Y or Z, whatever it was, with his Christian name and surname over that Christian name as well. And under the true law and so on, of course, this would never have happened. And this is why, again, it's so important for us to begin to recognise certainly the shackles we're in, the danger or the shackles of the legal fiction, the person, the corporation, the birth certificate, the Certificate Act, and so on. It's essential for us to know this, because therein lies part of the key to our freedom, and also I think we'll be paving the way for the Epiphania and the kingdom of God. And of course the kingdom of God isn't going to have much to do with legal fictions, because it's not going to be about being a conduit of a dead entity of what separates us from God. So we've got a lot to learn. We've got law to learn. We've got God's law to learn. We've got the language to recognise and how it's used against us. We've got the truth about the ownership of parents. All this stuff we've got to learn. And we've got the heavens. We've got everything. We've got a fantastic situation in this world, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our relationship with God through Christ to strengthen and continue to say, look, let's have this aeon, let's have this epiphania, let's have this divine intervention that has been promised for so long, so that we can live truly according to God's law. And if you read that article, by the way, Are You a Christian or Pagan? Legal Fiction, you might think, well, hang on, you know, when we have this epiphania, then it's going to be similar, really, to how Adam and Eve were in the context of sort of somewhere in the not too distant future. Doesn't sound too bad to me, does it you? Yes, I mean, but I do emphasise we can't know exactly when the epiphany will happen. We can't know exactly the nature of it when it's here. But I think we're getting lots and lots of pointers. The clues are indeed all around us. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, just some things for you to look at and consider and feel hopeful about, because there is plenty to feel hopeful about at the moment in this world. Incredibly exciting times. Just a few things for you to look at. So you got that article to have a look at, Are You a Christian or Pagan? Legal Fiction. You've got the Exodus WordPress website to have another look at and cross-reference with. Really get on with your studies there, and also that video with Carl Lentz. It's good, isn't it? And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and it is an exodus, by the way, isn't it? There is an exodus happening. You know, the original exodus was getting away from, you know, that slavery then. Now we're all getting away in a different direction. It's sort of like going up a level in the board game, isn't it? Anyway, listen. Have a very good time between now and when I next speak to you, which won't be that long, I shouldn't think, until I do another video. Meantime, enjoy yourself, whatever it is. And, well, here the weather is wonderful. I'm going to be enjoying that. See you later.